Hi everybody, today we're going to make pizza grana, one of my mother's famous recipes that she always made every Easter. So we're going to make that today and I'm going to show you how to do it. Good afternoon everybody. I'm making this video primarily for my cousins, but it's open to anybody who would like to know how to make Lillian's wheat pie. My mother was a fantastic cook, as most of you probably know, and especially a great baker. And unfortunately I'm not. But I do try to do some of her recipes for the different holidays in memory of her and because we love her and miss her so much. So this is one of her favorites. She was born on Good Friday, and so Easter, she was named Pasqualina, which means Easter Lily. So we call, her name was then called Lillian. So this is very, very close to all of our hearts. And so the first thing you have to get is the cooked wheat. This comes in a jar. It's just called cooked wheat grain. This jar is 20.5 ounces and the recipe actually calls for 24 ounces, but I think it also comes in a can as long as it says cooked wheat. But I just use 20.5 ounces and, it doesn't have to be exact. It always comes out great, so hopefully it'll come out great today. So the first thing you want to do is open this up and just drain out a little bit of the water. And you put this in a small saucepan, and to that you add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, lemon peel, orange peel, and citron. And you cook this on a low flame. You add 1 cup of scalded whole milk. And cook it on a low flame for 15 minutes and then you let it cool. So I already did this in advance and it's in the process of cooling right now. I just stuck a cup of milk in the microwave for like 2 minutes and then added it. Okay, so now we're going to come back here. In a large bowl, and the recipe is going to be at the bottom of this video, so, before we do that, I just want to show you... You just take an orange and you just peel it. There's no exact amount. I put a nice amount. It looked like at least a very large tablespoon of that. Lemon and, excuse me, where's my citron? Here. I bought a large piece of citron, which this is like a candied fruit. And I just take a slice off and chop it up. If you don't have the citron, it's fine. You don't have to add it, but I add it because my mother added it. And I like it. It gives the mixture a really nice flavor. So, in a separate large bowl, there's 3 cups of sugar, 12 egg yolks, and 3 pounds of whole milk ricotta cheese. We're dancing around here. You keep the egg whites separate, and this is really old school. I know it's good exercise, but obviously most of you probably have an electric hand mixer, which would be better. But you just make the egg whites really fluffy, and then after you mix this together, you're just going to fold the egg whites in. So let's just do that now. I'm going to mix this first. Oh, to this you add 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 2 shakes of cinnamon. And I totally remember my mom saying 2 shakes of cinnamon. So that's 2 shakes of cinnamon. So mix this up. And once it's completely mixed, we're going to fold in the egg whites. Before we fold in the egg whites, I'm going to get my cooled, seasoned Grana. Put this together. And I'm no cook, but I would imagine you have to cool the grain so that it doesn't cook the eggs. That's my guess. So we're mixing this together and it smells, oh my God, I wish you could smell it. It already smells fantastic. the lemon, the orange. You put that in anything and it'll smell great. Okay, so that's mixed. So I don't exactly know what folding is, but I imagine it's just a little at a time. I know, my daughter's cringing. She's like, I can't believe you don't know what folding is, but I never said I was a cook. Liana. And I don't know, I'm just pouring it in. Listen, this comes out delicious. If I could do it, you could do it. That's the whole point of this video. And I know she's probably going, you're stirring it too much. So I think folding it is something like this. Okay. This is enough to make 5 deep dish pie crust. Right now I only have 2 out because we're on quarantine, and I'm actually going to save some of this mixture. I might even freeze it, and then when my daughter comes home and life goes back to normal, and my cousin Pat comes back from Florida, and Cookie and Jerry, I'll probably make some more pies for them. So we're just going to fill this up. Not too much because you don't want it to spill over. And you preheat your oven. I have to look at the recipe. I think it's 400, but I'll check for you. And it'll all be written down, don't worry. Yeah, that should be enough. Wipe the edge. Let me just check the recipe. Okay. You bake for 15 minutes at 400, and then you lower it to 350 for the next 45 minutes. Okay, guys, when this comes out of the oven, we're going to come back and we're going to have a piece. See ya. Okay, guys, so just a reminder, it's 400 degrees for the first 15 minutes, and then you lower it to 350 for the next 45, and after an hour, we're going to just stick a little knife in the center and just make sure it comes out dry, and we'll see you in a little while, and we'll see how they look. See you in a bit. Okay, it's 15 minutes now, so I'm going to lower it to 350 and set my timer for another 45 minutes. So they don't look like anything yet, but I'll just give you a peek. Okay, see you in 45 minutes. Okay, so it's an hour and they don't really look done, as you can see. Plus I stuck the knife and it's wet. So, yep, these babies are going back in, and we'll check it in another like 10 minutes or so. Okay, guys, we're going to check it again. Let's see. It's starting to get a little color around the edges, which looks nice. We'll see what happens when we stick the fork. Oh, nice. All right, I think we're going to take it out. So that actually wound up being about 15 minutes more. So I would say about an hour and 15 minutes. And now we're going to let it cool, and then we're going to come back and we're going to taste it. See you in a few. Guys, so this has been out of the oven now for probably about a half an hour. If I could let it wait, it would get better, but I can't wait, and I can't wait to show you how delicious it's going to be. So let's see. I'm just going to cut a slice for myself. All right. This is the part that always makes me laugh on the cooking shows, because don't they ever taste something and it doesn't taste good? Come on, it can't always be delicious. So, I mean, I'm sure this is going to taste good, but if it doesn't, I'll tell you the truth. Oh my God. Just like Mom. Anyway, as it sits, it'll even get better. And I made 2 pies today, but that recipe is enough for 5 deep dish pie crust. The recipe says an hour, but actually today, for some reason, it took about an hour and 15 minutes. So just see when it gets nice color. Some people put the pastry and make the lattice design above it. I don't like that. Too much pie crust. I'd rather taste the pie filling, actually. And you could even put powdered sugar on it, but that's a lot of sugar. We don't need it. It's just perfect the way it is. So, okay, everybody. Happy Easter. I hope you enjoyed my little video, and Buona Pasqua.